found additional ones too.
Oh,
I think the bottom ones.
okay. Yeah.
Hello everyone. Happy Christmas Eve, Eve. Come on in. I need to look at the box.
And, she's probably cold and maybe has a twisted ankle.
Amy!
But Amy was nowhere to be found. Not in a few minutes, not even a few hours. By morning, dozens of volunteers were scouring the mountains. More than 500 people covered a 20-mile radius. Not a single clue was found.
We should have found Amy Bechtel if she were a runner up there and nothing else entered the picture. Could she still be there? Yes, but given the circumstances, the lack of clues, I don't think she is.
After 8 days, the massive search was called off. Dave King suspected foul play and accused Steve of knowing much more than he was saying.
Steve, you know what this is?
No.
This is evidence that ties you directly to Amy's disappearance.
I was pretty blown away, and I turned to Dave. I was like, Dave, what's going on here? Man, this is not cool.
He was floored, basically. He slumped down in the chair.
We have some serious questions about you and your wife's relationship. The best thing you can do right now is cooperate.
The guy says, look, if you take a polygraph test, we'll get this cleared up right now. And I was like, wait a minute, if you guys are accusing me of something I didn't do, I'm going to want to talk to legal counsel here.
I wouldn't let any client take a lie detector test. They're completely inaccurate. They come in about 1/3 of the time as a false positive, and it would be a terrible injustice to Steve if he fell within that 1/3 false positive and it was used wrongly against him.
Deputies searched Steve and Amy's home. Among the items they confiscated were a series of journals Steve had been keeping since high school. Journals investigators found incriminating.
We've obtained many pages of writings. There are song lyrics in there, and there are writings about power and death, some about killing people.
Sheriff's investigators asked Amy's family and friends to read excerpts.
See that?
I was floored.
I wondered about this guy,
At that point, my wife and I, we both thought, there are some things that we've seen in the past that, maybe somebody should be aware of.
Amy's brother told the sheriff about one night Amy and Steve were over for dinner.
How did you get that bruise?
It's nothing, it's just a bruise.
Just a bruise?
Just a bruise. Steve can get a little rough sometimes.
Amy just laughed it off, would not look me in the eye, and I said, that is not a normal reaction, particularly for Amy.
Deputies also found a camper who claimed that on the day Amy disappeared, she had seen a blue pickup truck driving fast on the mountain close to where Amy's car was found. A man was at the wheel and a blonde woman was in the passenger seat. The next day, the campers saw the same truck at the search site.
Based on that information, we showed her pictures of Steve Bechtel's truck, and she concluded that that was the same truck she had seen.
Evidence was mounting against Steve Bechtel, but was that evidence conclusive?
Statistically, he did it. The first person we have to eliminate in a case where there may be foul play involved in one's disappearance is the person closest to that person.
Hey, Sam and I are going to do...
Sheriff's investigators believe that there were incriminating gaps in Steve's activities that day, time when he could have harmed Amy.
He was with people all that afternoon and evening, so I don't have any question about that. He just didn't have the time.
But what about the camper who said she saw what might have been Steve's truck? According to phone records, Steve made a call from his house at 4:43 that afternoon.
Johnny, hey, it's Steve.
That's about the same time the camper saw what she alleged was the truck on the mountain road, a 45-minute drive from the Bechtels' home.
I don't see how Steve ever had the time to get up to where Amy's car was and back.
And what about motive? Investigators believe Steve's journal show a desire for power and control that may have led to murder. Steve and Amy's friend Todd Skinner strongly disagrees.
A psychologist can read anything into any writing that you can ever wish to put in there. And to me, I've never seen more innocuous writing taken out of context more heavily to a worse result.
Amy's family still wants answers. They want Steve to take a polygraph test.
I don't feel like me going in and getting attacked is going to solve any problems. I feel like, I went and I tried to work with Dave, and it didn't work out. Things need to get solved a different way now.
7 years after she disappeared, Steve had Amy declared dead. He has since remarried. Did Steve Bechtel murder his wife? The town of Lander, Wyoming is still divided. He says a stranger could have kidnapped Amy, or a car could have accidentally hit her. Her family will never be convinced. If you have any information about Amy Bechtel or any of the other cases we profiled tonight, please log on to unsolved.com. Next on Unsolved Mysteries. He was a headliner, a rich, famous rap star, and someone wanted him dead. The unsolved murder of Tupac Shakur. A high-speed crash leaves 3 dead, and a troubled young man on the run. Renowned pathologist Dr. Cyril Wecht believes that a young man's death ruled accidentally may have been murder. And close encounters with the creature known as Bigfoot. 5 stories of crime, deceit, and intrigue. I'm Dennis Farina, and for the next hour, it's Unsolved Mysteries. Tupac Shakur, a rap music legend. By the age of 25, he had cut 4 platinum albums and starred in 6 feature films.
I thought he was a brilliant man. Thought he had a lot of vision, a lot of foresight. He was very creative. He was an artist, and at the same time, he was a revolutionist.
He was a great person. He was extremely charismatic. He was very intelligent, very business smart, very funny, very warm, caring. That was the Tupac that I knew.
Despite his success, Tupac couldn't resist the lure of the streets. Between 1991 and 1995, he was arrested 8 times. In 1994, he was shot 5 times and left for dead in the lobby of a recording studio. In 1995, he served 8 months in prison for rape. Tupac's friends say he never expected to reach his 25th birthday. Well, he was wrong, but only by 3 months. Tupac was gunned down in 1996, and his killer has never been found. Las Vegas, Nevada, September 1996. Thousands of boxing fans were in town for the long-awaited match between heavyweights Mike Tyson and Bruce Seldon at the MGM Grand Hotel. Tupac Shakur was one of many celebrities who attended the fight. Marion Suge Knight, CEO of Shakur's recording studio, was with him. This photo of Tupac and Suge was taken after the fight as the two headed for a dance club. They were followed by an entourage of musicians and bodyguards.
Tupac, who normally was known to pack a weapon, as was Suge and many people in the entourage, they weren't armed that night, and everybody said they felt safe. So it was a very festive mood. They were playing their music loud, so they were in a partying mood. They were flirting with women.
Shortly after 11 p.m., Tupac and Suge pulled up to an intersection and spoke with 2 unidentified women.
Yo, Dad, always party.
The two were looking at the girls and talking to them. That's what the witnesses have told police. And that's when a white Cadillac drove up on the passenger side next to Tupac and opened fire. Tupac tried to climb into the back seat and didn't make it.
The attackers sped away. Suge Knight took off in the opposite direction. He finally stopped in front of a casino a mile away. Tupac was in critical condition, shot in the chest, hip, and hand. Knight had escaped with only a bullet graze across his temple. There were thousands of witnesses, but police say only one person came forward. It was Iafu Fula, one of Tupac's backup singers. He was riding in the car directly behind Suge and Tupac.
He told police that night that he could do a photo lineup, pick out the gunman from a photo lineup. Police interviewed him briefly, took his number, and he went on his way.
Fans gathered outside this Las Vegas hospital as Tupac clung to life. It was a losing battle. He died of his gunshot wounds on September 13th. Initial reports said that Tupac was a victim of gang violence. This videotape was recorded by a hotel security camera at the MGM Grand just 3 hours before the shooting. Members of Tupac's entourage are involved in a fight. Suge Knight and Tupac are also there. Moments later, Tupac, followed by Suge, can be seen hurrying through the casino. The target of the attack was 22-year-old Orlando Anderson, an alleged member of a Los Angeles street gang, the Southside Crips. It has been rumored that Suge Knight was linked to a rival gang. Could this be the confrontation that triggered Tupac's murder?
Anytime someone as popular as Tupac Shakur can be killed in front of thousands of people after one of the biggest events in the world and one of the most popular cities in the world, then it is something more to it than just some random shooting by some idiot who decided to pick up a gun and point at Tupac Shakur. It has to be some organization or some movement behind that killing.
Some say this music video by Tupac offers a clue to a second theory. In the months before his death, Tupac was at the center of a heated dispute
Hi, Scratch
between
Master.
East Coast and West Coast rappers.
There was a rivalry that started between Tupac Shakur and artist Biggie Smalls and Puffy Combs, who is the CEO of Bad Boy Entertainment. That rivalry between them existed because when Tupac was shot at Quad Studios, he felt not that Biggie and Puffy set him up, but that they knew that it was coming and didn't warn him.
Pop, you alive? I mean, you safe?
In the video, Tupac blamed Puffy Combs and Biggie Smalls for the attack that nearly killed him in 1994.
It was Buff's idea. Oh, man. I'm just a
No one has ever been arrested in that shooting.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, Pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys.
Just weeks before his death, Tupac was interviewed on radio station KMEL in San Francisco about his East Coast rivals.
While I'm in jail, strangers is telling me, yo, you don't know? Biggie homeboy shot you. Cause they bragging, they telling they in jail. Yo, we just got popped. Woo, woo, woo.
There is another theory. Perhaps the murder was an inside job set up by someone close to Tupac. Otherwise, how did the gunman know where Tupac would be? Why did he seem to be the only target? And why weren't his bodyguards armed at the time of the shooting when they had been armed earlier in the evening?
Yeah, the black beam was in front. Shug's driving.
And why, with the strip swarming with people, was no one willing to cooperate with police? Not even his bodyguards were good eyewitnesses.
What I was told by one homicide detective was that everybody went deaf, dumb, and blind. They were surprised because they said, these are professional bodyguards. They're paid to guard Tupac, yet they didn't see anything.
Man, I don't know if he was driving down the strip.
Ia Fafula is the only witness who came forward, but he never had the opportunity to view a photo lineup of possible suspects. Within a week of the shooting, he returned to his home in New Jersey. 2 months later, Fula was gunned down in the stairwell of a housing project. Was this a random act of violence or premeditated murder to keep Fula from talking to the authorities?
He was their best bet. He was right behind the car when it happened, and he said he believed he could identify the gunman. And now Fula's dead, and they don't have that anymore.
Ironically, in one of Tupac's final videos, he seemed to predict his own violent death. Cut down in a hail of gunfire by a shadowy, unknown assassin.
I don't know if we'll ever know who killed Tupac Shakur, but I do know that there's millions of people that are devastated by his loss.
There was a lot of things people might consider bad about Tupac, but there was a lot of good things about Tupac, and we had yet to see all the good things that I believe could have came out of Tupac Shakur.
Update. There are new developments in this case, and here's one of our staff with details.
In 2023, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was arrested and charged with the murder of Tupac Shakur. Davis claims he was not the gunman, but was in the car, provided the gun, and ordered the murder. At an initial hearing, Davis pleaded not guilty and is being held without bail.
Coming up, an accidental death may prove to be a cover-up for murder. But first, a stroll in the forest becomes a close encounter with Bigfoot. Mount Hood, Oregon. The tranquility of an alpine spring day is shattered by a manhunt.
Copy, contact team. I understand your latest coordinates. We're closing in on the fugitive.
25 volunteers push forward in a line. The helicopter above is equipped with a thermal imaging system called FLIR, forward-looking infrared.
Here's our target, point 5. Attention ground units, you're closing in on the fugitive.
But this manhunt is actually a training exercise. Even the fugitive is a volunteer. A stand-in for the elusive, legendary creature known as Bigfoot. Bigfoot, Yeti, Sasquatch. No matter what this beast is called, many believe it is the missing link between ape and human.
Attention ground units, see fugitives at 4539.
The training exercise was organized by adventurer Peter Byrne and a group called the Bigfoot Research Project.
We don't want to capture it. We don't want to shoot it. And the ultimate find, as far as we're concerned, would be to do something like what Jane Goodall did. In other words, to find one, see if we can communicate, have it lead us to others, and then bring in the right people, totally responsible people, bring in scientists and show them what we've found, and document the whole thing, of course.
Until now, the evidence of Bigfoot has consisted mostly of amateur photographs and home movies that supposedly show the creature in the wild, and plaster casts of large humanoid footprints.
But when we ask if Bigfoot is really real, there is one other type of evidence that must be considered. Eyewitness accounts from people who claim to have actually seen this legendary creature.
Todd Neese says he was on demolition maneuvers with his National Guard unit when a distant movement caught his eye.
I could distinctly see 3 large black figures. I would estimate the largest one to be between 8 and 9 feet. I could very plainly see they were upright on 2 legs, and during that entire time, all 3 of them were standing on 2 legs. Another sergeant walked up to me and said, "Sir Neese, did you see what I saw down at that second rock quarry?" And not to be made a fool, I said, "Well, I don't know. What did you see?" He followed with, "Well, for lack of a better word, what I saw were 3 large, hair-covered big feet."
One of our theories is that they are nocturnal, and that when they're seen in the daytime, it's a result of disturbance of some kind. In this case, there was a National Guard exercise with explosions, and immediately after the explosion, 3 of these things were seen. They were seen by him, seen by another man. A very credible story.
In a remote forest to the north, another sighting.
So do you guys want to come along with me up there? No, I don't think so, Skip. You're going ahead. Okay.
When Elmer Frombeck took his family to a forest near the Canadian border, he came home with one of the most amazing Bigfoot sightings on record. Elmer was a part-time prospector. He had just started taking ore samples when he realized he wasn't alone.
Hey, you on the hill!
I thought at first I had triggered an avalanche of some type until I saw a big black hairy mass right behind all of those rocks and twigs. And at that time I kept thinking in my mind, I've got to find a way to scare it. And I fired a shot above its head, and it turned just slightly and then proceeded to walk down the trail as though I wasn't even there. And as it walked away from me, it took perfect human-like strides down the trail, only like a giant man. This thing had crouched down at the end of the trail, and it picked up a rock the size of a basketball and was using it to bang against the other rock. It again made a slight sideways turn, just enough to see me out of the corner of its eye. I was scared and I wanted to get out of there. I kept running down the hillside, and the thing was in hot pursuit the whole way.
I don't think it was a chase. I think possibly it was what we call a demonstration charge. If it truly was a Bigfoot that he saw, and it was simply saying to him, "Get out of here. This is my territory."
eyewitness accounts alone are not enough evidence to convince the skeptics.
And I'm amazed that through all the years and the various people that have been hunting Sasquatch through the years have not really found any what we call bone or dental evidence of the creature. That to me would be very satisfying.
You can talk to people who lived out here 50 years, never found a dead bear, never found a dead cougar, a dead deer, maybe. But when something dies, it's eaten, just as in East Africa. When a 8-ton elephant dies, in 72 hours it completely disappears. This is nature's way.
Does a species of ape-like creatures roam the Pacific Northwest? The eyewitnesses we interviewed are convinced that Bigfoot is real. And they hope that the scientists will soon take notice.
What I saw there was a living creature and not some figment in my imagination. Modern science hasn't absolutely proven by a dead object that this thing exists. But I tell you quite frankly, I've seen one. I know it exists, and there is no doubt in my mind.
Coming up, was it a death threat or a possible prison sentence that sent Fred Russell on the run? On a previous broadcast, we told you about two masked men who broke into the home of a woman named Becky Wood. They seemed to know right where her safe was hidden, but they didn't have the combination.
Open the safe!
The men found Becky upstairs.
Go right up and give me the combination of the safe!
I've never felt so helpless.
Okay? Take it off!
The whole time he's screaming, where's the combination? Where's the combination?
Tell me the combination of the safe!
Because Becky didn't know the combination, the robbers took the entire safe, which contained $18,000 in cash. They also grabbed jewelry worth $20,000 and then drove off in her car. When Becky's jewelry turned up in a pawn shop, it was traced to a man named Gary Noble. Police soon learned that Gary Noble's brother, Ted, had once worked for Becky's family. By then, the Noble brothers had dropped from sight.
They had made statements that they had no intention of being taken alive if confronted by law enforcement. The way we entered our warrants is with extreme caution on the two of them.
Update. After our broadcast, the caller reported that Gary Noble was working at a construction site in Nashville, Tennessee, 500 miles from Becky's home.
They sent an agent out there, and as he was pulling in, Gary was pulling out. He got caught in traffic, and by the time he caught back up with the car, there were two people in the car. They got into a chase. Eventually, they ended up having to ram the car in order to get Gary and Ted to stop, and then they placed him under arrest.
The brothers were arrested after 18 months on the run.
I was shocked that it all came around like it did. And I hope someday they learn what fear is. And I hope they get what's coming to them.
Ted and Gary Noble both pled guilty to all charges. Each received a sentence of 3 to 15 years in prison. They served their time and have been released. Pullman, Washington.
Headlight came right into the driver's side window. And that's pretty much the last thing I remember. And then I woke up about 10 minutes later, I had glass in my eyes. I couldn't really see much just because of all the glass. And just kind of looked around and kind of clicked to me that there's no way everybody could have made it out of there. And saw my friends on the road. It was ugly. It was real ugly.
Matt Wagner survived a horrific three of his friends were not so lucky. Brandon Clements, Ryan Sorensen, and Ryan's girlfriend, Stacy Morrow, were all killed instantly.
Stacy was my daughter, Stacy Gretchen Morrow. She was 21, gonna turn 22, a student at Washington State University, and just one of the most beautiful young ladies I ever knew.
Police believe that 22-year-old Fred Russell caused the accident by driving recklessly. He was charged with 3 counts of vehicular homicide and 4 counts of vehicular assault.
Do I believe that that accident was caused primarily by my son? I don't. I think there were a lot of causes, and I think there were a lot of people responsible for what happened on that road that night.
Was Fred Russell innocent of the charges against him? Well, this tragic case divided the town of Pullman, Washington, into 2 warring camps. And then, suddenly, Fred Russell disappeared.
All right, big guy.
Investigators pieced together Russell's activities in the hours just before the deadly crash.
I think that I will have a chance of that.
Several witnesses claim that they saw Russell and his friend Jacob McFarland drinking at a local bar.
I'm driving! I'm driving!
Russell and McFarland were seen leaving the bar at about 10 p.m. They turned onto a 2-lane highway. Russell was driving.
Pick it up! This is ridiculous! Lady, pick it up!
Police reports state that Russell got stuck behind a slow-moving vehicle.
Lady, you're moving at like 10 miles an hour. Son of
And
a...
even though he was in a no-passing zone, Russell sped up and tried to pass the car at 90 miles an hour. Police believe that his Chevy Blazer first struck a Geo Prism heading in the opposite direction. And then the Cadillac, carrying Matt Wagner and 6 of his best friends. 3 were dead, 3 others critically injured. But Russell and McFarland walked away with minor injuries. 2 hours after the accident, Russell's blood alcohol level was tested at a nearby hospital. It measured 0.12, well above the legal limit. Later, Russell was arrested at his home.
We believe that he poses no flight risk.
Fred Russell was released on a $5,000 bail and allowed to remain free until his trial.
Oh, that was pretty hard to take. You know, when you lose your 3 friends, it feels like somebody murdered them. Kind of feel like the guy should be behind bars right away, and he shouldn't be able to be out in public anymore.
That the bail is so low as to be nothing other than a slap on the wrist is almost insulting to victims and their families.
Fred's legal team prepared for his defense. They filed a motion disputing the blood alcohol findings and questioned whether he was really responsible for the accident.
I was shown toxicology reports of the deceased driver of the Cadillac that indicated there were drugs and alcohol in his system. I was shown toxicology reports of other occupants that showed that there were drugs and alcohol in their systems as well, meth and marijuana.
There was absolutely nothing in the system of the decedents that contributed in any way either to the collision or to their subsequent death.
I think that the accusation by Greg Russell that is clearly intended to cloud the issue of his son's responsibility in this case is sinful.
The community was outraged. Fred Russell and his supporters claim that he started to receive threats.
You're gonna go to prison for a long time, you worthless piece of trash. You're a scumbag, you're a loser, you're gutter.
The death threats that he indicated that he received were 2 phone calls in July, early July.
Every person you killed. I hope someone puts a bullet in your head. I hope if your mom's still alive, her throat's cut.
And received information that a card was left at the front doorstep of the residence that he was at, indicating that he wouldn't live to see his trial.
4 weeks after receiving that threat, Russell disappeared. A few days later, local newspapers received copies of a letter signed by Fred Russell. In part, it read,
I left because I had no choice. Since the first day after the tragic accident, horrible things have been printed about me. Now people are so enraged that they would rather see me dead than receive a fair trial. I maintain my innocence, but my life has been repeatedly threatened, so I cannot stay.
Update. After more than 5 years on the run, Fred Russell was captured in Dublin, Ireland. Acting on information from the U.S. Marshals, Irish police arrested Russell in a Dublin clothing store. He was working at the store as a security guard. He was brought back to the U.S. for trial. Russell was found guilty on 3 counts of vehicular homicide and 3 counts of vehicular assault. He received the maximum sentence, 14 years and 3 months in prison. He served his time and has been released. Next, forensic testing by noted pathologist Dr. Sarah Wecht reveals that the accidental death of a college student may have actually been murder. Dr. Cyril Wecht is a top forensic pathologist, a real-life CSI investigator. He has worked on thousands of cases, but there's one case that continues to haunt him: the death of a 20-year-old college student. It was on a Wednesday evening that authorities found the body of Jack Davis, Jr. He was sprawled at the bottom of a stairwell at a Pennsylvania college campus. Jack was last seen the previous Friday at a party with some of his fraternity brothers. Jack's body was autopsied by a local pathologist. The results were sent to County Coroner Thomas Streams, who determined that Jack's death was accidental.
The body was not in disarray from a fight. There was no signs of defensive wounds as a struggle. There were no drag marks. There was just nothing unremarkable about the body. The scenario was that Mr. Davis wandered down into the stairwell in an intoxicated state, perhaps to urinate, collapsed in an unconscious state, vomited, inhaled the vomitus into his lungs, which therefore then subsequently caused his death.
The official report concluded that Jack died early Saturday morning, several hours after he had disappeared. Incredibly, it appeared that his body stayed in the stairwell for nearly 5 days.
I couldn't believe or comprehend that he could have died that way, and I was told that was a common occurrence. I found that hard to believe.
As Jack's family grieved, their doubts about the official findings began to grow. And then a local reporter began to publicly question the coroner's ruling. Finally, Jack's family turned to Dr. Wecht.
Before I got into the medical aspects of the case, I was just puzzled as a matter of common sense. How could a body have been lying outside on a college campus in the early fall for 5 or more days, unseen, unnoticed by anybody? The other thing that puzzled me was, I thought, gee, why would a young man in the early hours of the morning walk 15 steps, then a landing, and another 5 steps to urinate? I remember when I went to college, and I remember what young men will do if they have to urinate, especially if they are inebriated. Not too many people have that kind of discretion and personal sensitivity. So you see, that did not fit either.
We've
managed to get a copy of the toxicology report. And
almost immediately, Dr. Wecht found discrepancies in the toxicology report. Jack was drinking heavily on the night he supposedly died, yet absolutely no alcohol was found in his blood.
Whatever level you have at the time of your death will be the level that will be found later on. In order for him to have wound up with no alcohol in his blood at the time of his death, he would have had to have been alive for about 30 hours. The fact then that there was no alcohol in his blood indicates to me that he did not die at that time when they theorized he had fallen down the steps.
Dr. Wecht found other evidence as well. Jack was clean-shaven Friday night when he was last seen, but when his body was found, there was heavy stubble on his face. And one final discrepancy. The autopsy slides of Jack's lungs prove that choking on regurgitated food did not cause his death.
If you're going to list that as a cause of death, you've got to find food particles deep down inside the small terminal air passageways, and that wasn't present. The other thing about the autopsy that really stood out for me was that the head had not been examined. The pathologist who did the autopsy had not opened up the cranial vault.
At that time, we all agreed as a family and with Dr. Wecht that the body needed to be
Spinach.
examined.
All picked and plucked and fucked.
It was the only
Done.
way we would find out the true cause of death.
What you trying to do? Line that up?
When I opened up the skull, I found
Nowhere
3
near that.
fractures. 3 areas of skull
That
fracture
goes on
with
top of that.
significant bleeding overlying the brain. It's a blood clot. It's a pooling of blood.
You know.
And
Trying.
that was the cause of death, which had never been appreciated because
There's
the
your
head hadn't been
staircase.
examined in the first autopsy.
With a university official, Dr. Wecht examined the stairwell where Jack's body was found.
Was some students saw him first then and reported him to the
Somewhere around
campus?
that's it.
I realized that that body could not have accidentally
There.
fallen or been thrown
There you go.
from high up.
That goes on top
He would
of
have
that.
eggshell depressed type fractures. Similarly, it did not appear that he had stumbled down the
There
steps
you go.
because there was
And that goes
no
above it.
pattern of abrasions and bruises, and so that did not fit.
There were approximately 200 students in rooms overlooking the stairwell during the days Jack supposedly lay below.
Right down in yeah, you can see very clearly. You certainly can
Excuse
see
me.
directly there. I'm average height.
In spite of the unobstructed view, not one person reported seeing the body. There was one final problem with the official finding of
So you
accidental
go
death.
that window to that window to that window. That window goes there.
Jack's
Hello?
clothes were not wet. I would say it is more
That
likely
window is actually
that
there.
Jack Davis
There
died
you go.
elsewhere or was injured elsewhere.
That one's to the side as well, isn't it? So
I base this
that
upon
one
the
is
known
above that.
facts.
That's
Dr.
how it goes.
Wecht is not alone.
There you go.
Reporter Marlene Brennan theorizes that Jack may have been in a feud
No,
between
it's only the same height as these windows. Look at the picture.
Some students report that there were
That's the
up
window.
to 5
Oh,
fights
it's the same
that
line.
night.
There.
And it could be possible that he was involved in one of them and he was injured and someone didn't know what to do with him, so
So you're looking
they
for pieces
kept
with
him
a bit on the
somewhere
bottom.
thinking that he might get better or whatever, and he didn't.
Like so.
And then they moved him into the stairwell.
I believe
Well,
somebody out there
obviously
does
not
know
there.
something, and I'm hoping that perhaps with continuing inquiries by the family
Like
and
that.
friends, perhaps through the presentation of this show, that somebody may
Yeah,
step
you know
forward.
what I mean. We get there.
Dr. Cyril Wecht is convinced that someone who
There you go.
attended Indiana University of
Okay, innit?
Pennsylvania knows what really happened to Jack
Whoa.
Davis Jr. Perhaps the time has come to set the record straight. Next, 2 sailors and a boat worth nearly $250,000 disappear from a quiet inland waterway. Spruce Creek, South Carolina. A speeding car with 3 men inside is pulled over on a desolate road leading to the local marina.
Supposed to be on the other side. Good evening, could I see your license and registration? At that point, I got virtually no response. I figured maybe he didn't hear me, so I asked him again. Sir, could I see your license and registration, please?
Muéstrame tus papeles.
The person in the back seat said something in a foreign language, which I think was Spanish. The driver then responded by pulling out what turned out to be a passport.
Take your paperwork back, sir.
I told him to slow it down and be careful. He never said yes or thank you. The two guys in the front seat never spoke a word.
The next morning, Officer Belanger was surprised to learn that the 2 men in the car he had stopped were French sailors who were supposedly missing at sea. They were the focus of an intense month-long search by the Coast Guard.
The men were 37-year-old Yves Emmanuel Pon and 24-year-old Laurent Erna. They were hired to deliver a French-made sailboat to its new owners. The two sailors embarked on a 2,500-mile voyage from Annapolis, Maryland to Guadeloupe in the West Indies. Their vessel was a state-of-the-art Antigua catamaran worth $200,000. The boat was the most sophisticated of its kind. It was outfitted with high-tech radar, a satellite tracking unit, and electronic navigation equipment. The Antigua's unique construction made it unsinkable and virtually undetectable to radar. It was a perfect vessel for transporting weapons or drugs. Yves Emmanuel and Laurent planned to sail down the Chesapeake Bay, around Cape Hatteras, and then parallel the East Coast before heading to their final destination, Guadeloupe. The Coast Guard was notified when the Antigua failed to arrive on schedule.
We searched for a little over 2 weeks. We also alerted all the cutters and aircraft who searched throughout the Caribbean every day for other things. Never saw one sight of the vessel. It never showed up. I've never seen it since.
The Coast Guard discovered that the Antigua was sighted a number of times, several miles off course in the Intracoastal Waterway. The waterway is a protected inland passage that stretches from New England through Florida. Nobody can explain what the boat was doing there.
Have you seen this boat and these two guys?
Two of Yves Emmanuel's friends flew in from France to South Carolina to launch their own investigation. They began by retracing the catamaran's route. Their first stop was a bridge 90 miles north of Charleston, South Carolina.
We are looking for this French boat. Where disappeared on the waterway.
The bridge tenant remembered seeing the two missing sailors. He said there was a third man on the boat.
Indian motorcycle what I got for Ernie. Give it to him for his brother. Fuck it.
Greg
They make
Flores,
use
a
of it.
local yachtsman who helped in the search.
Because his brother's mad on motorbikes, he's got a Harley and a Ducati, so there you go.
Been planned for.
The mysterious third passenger was cited by at least 5 different witnesses. Each reported that the man did not seem threatening, leading to rumors that perhaps one or both of the Frenchmen had been involved in stealing the boat. But their families and friends do not accept that theory.
Oh, he said he got a Harley. I've got a Harley here as well.
Truly, even Emmanuel is not the type of person who would do something like that. He was training someone he didn't know beforehand and felt responsible, both for the boat and for Laurent. It's impossible that even Emmanuel would have involved Laurent in some dangerous adventure, even if it meant making enormous sums of money.
Jean-Yves Lavinec is convinced that the stranger hijacked the Antigua, but did not know how to sail it.
D'autant plus que si if the purpose was simply to steal the boat,
That's very hard to get hold of that model now.
thrown them overboard.
We'll keep hold of that one.
There must have been a reason for keeping them
There you go, he's gone to a good home now.
That
Can
seems
be
to be just to
appreciated.
keep the boat going.
Yeah.
Were the two French sailors held against their will? Or did they, though it seems unlikely,
Right.
fool everyone?
The leg of lamb's in the oven. That's going to take till 9:30 till that's cooked. The spinach is all done and prepped. And now I've just got the garlic chicken to do and then make our dinner. Yeah. We'll put this in the pot.
Next on Unsolved Mysteries, the strange case of a 21-year-old Army private who buys 2 handguns, waves goodbye to his girlfriend, and vanishes. Bruce Lee, his son Brandon Lee. They were legendary martial arts stars, and some say their shocking deaths were caused by an ancient curse. Strange lights over Arizona. The military says they're only flares. Hundreds of eyewitnesses say, no way. Alcatraz. For years, its chilly waters were considered certain death. But when 3 prisoners escaped on a makeshift raft, no one knows for sure if they lived or died. 5 cases with strange clues and bizarre twists, and secrets that you would never expect. I'm Dennis Farina, and this is Unsolved Mysteries. Fort Ord Army Base near Monterey, California. Private Justin Bergwinkle was a specialist, United States Army. 3 years after reporting for duty, he went AWOL, absent without leave, and vanished without a trace. 3 months later, an unsettling clue. Justin's car was found gathering dust in the parking lot of a motel. It was odd. His keys were locked inside, along with his wallet, credit cards, and military ID.
No money. You knew something was drastically wrong, and you knew, like, more or less that he had placed everything just the way he wanted it found.
Dog tag.
That's the way I looked at it.
So what could have happened to Justin Bergwinkle? When he enlisted, Justin set his sights on the elite combat unit known as the Rangers. However, within 6 months, Justin was yanked from the program after he was implicated in a shoplifting incident.
When I was back in language school, me and some buddies of mine.
Ultimately, Justin found himself assigned to kitchen duty, serving up meals to some 1,000 soldiers.
When they put him in the cook section, he really had a hard time dealing with that at first, but then he kind of refocused himself and said, well, if I want to be a ranger, I'm going to have to get back in there and really soldier to get back there.
On a weekend pass, Justin met Yolanda Antunes, a computer science student at Santa Clara University.
There was a rapport there, and he asked me for my phone number, and I gave it to him, and then one weekend, we spent a whole day in San Francisco, and we knew, I knew that he was a great guy.
Before long, Justin was driving 85 miles from Fort Ord to visit Yolanda at every opportunity. But after a while, she began to see the first signs of Justin's secretive life.
All of a sudden, he'll just stop what he's doing with me in the afternoon, and he'll just say, I'm sorry, but I have to go to Monterey and see some people, but I'll be right back. I'll be just saying, just like that, out of the blue.
Bye. See you at 4.
And then he started getting more vague. I can't tell you. I really can't discuss this with you right now. I'm doing something, kind of secret, and I can't reveal it to you.
Oh.
Justin always had a briefcase with him.
Hit target.
He'd be very secretive about it.
He
would never open it in front of
Which
me.
is brilliant.
There was this one time, and I kind of angled myself
We
just
did
to
it.
turn and look over my shoulder to see what he was doing.
Oh dear.
All he's doing with that briefcase is taking pieces of paper out and shredding them with his hands, just tearing them into little tiny, tiny pieces. I mean, to little squares this small.
Whatever Justin was involved with, it seemed to be veering out of control. One day, Yolanda found them alone in the living room.
The rest of the
sobbing.
go to the charity shop, can't they?
Nothing.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm fine.
Might be in this
Then,
Harley as well.
a strange phone call.
The mission's off.
What?
Just tell him. The mission's off.
Hi.
Justin, you had a phone call tonight. Some guy called and said that the mission's off. What mission?
Damn it! Damn it!
Who are they? Who are these people?
You don't want to know.
Justin bought 2 handguns and more than 100 rounds of ammunition.
Anybody seen Bergwinkle?
0430 hours. A few days later, Private Justin Bergwinkle failed to report for kitchen duty back at his base.
Now this is the duty sergeant in the mess hall. Got an AWOL, sir.
But for a man who had apparently gone AWOL, Justin was not making much of an effort to hide.
What are you doing?
In fact, he went to Yolanda's that same night.
But listen, don't worry.
Yolanda insisted that Justin call his parents.
I'm not AWOL. I wouldn't do anything like that.
And he just said, I can't tell you anymore. He said, but I will straighten it out.
I just can't. I'm doing something very important right now. All right? You've got to believe me, and I'll explain it to you later.
I said to him, at least call Captain Heinzelman. At least call him. And he said that he would.
Justin did call into the unit. He did indicate that he was going to come back and that he had a couple more things to do. Once he got them taken care of, that he was going to come back to the unit and report back in.
But Justin did not report back in. Instead, he remained at Yolanda's and made secretive trips back to Fort Ord.
What's going on? Let me help you.
There's nothing you can do to help me.
Then let me go with you.
Look, I have to go, okay?
Justin!
You know the movie White Sands? Watch that movie. Okay?
Justin had made the same strange reference to the film White Sands in a conversation with his parents.
It's about gun running, the FBI and the CIA, and this one's against this one, and you don't know who the good guy is, and you don't know who the bad guy is.
This movie features a briefcase-toting hero in a world of international arms smuggling.
Then I thought, are you working for the CIA? It was all too confusing, but that's the only clue, if anything, that he's ever given me.
See you later.
8 days later, Justin left Yolanda's apartment at around 10 a.m., once again headed for Monterey. But this time, Justin Bergwinkle would never come back.
And I don't know if he ran away from the army. I don't know if he was kidnapped. I don't know if he was murdered. I do not have one clue.
Merry
what
Christmas,
happened
my
to him.
style.
The wind-swept outskirts of Monterey yielded one final clue in this puzzling case. 3 months after Justin vanished, his car was found in the parking lot of an isolated beachfront motel near Fort Ord. Justin's name did not appear in the motel register. His handguns were nowhere to be found, but surprisingly, his briefcase, which he seldom let out of his sight, had been stashed in the trunk. Tucked in Justin's wallet was his standard-issue military dog tag.
We were driving down one time in his car, and Justin had his dog tags, and he said, do you know what they're for? I kind of had an idea, but I just said, no, what are they for? And he says, well, when a soldier dies, they put in his teeth so you can identify him. If you ever see these lying around, that means I'm dead.
Is Justin Bergwinkle dead? swallowed up by a shadowy secret life? Or did he simply run away and cover his disappearance with a twisted fantasy plucked from a Hollywood movie?
I really don't think it's possible that he ran away. The three things he loves: he loved his mother, he loved his girlfriend deeply, and he loved his car. And in that day, he just threw everything away. Everything is gone. They just can't believe anybody could do that without any trace or anything.
If you have any information about this
alive,
case,
his brother then,
please
his
log
brother's
on
shouting,
to our
"I'll have
website
it."
at unsolved.com.
Hey? Yeah.
Next,
And
peculiar
giving
V-shaped
that Harley
formations
Street
of light
glide as
appear
well.
over Phoenix, defying
You have that as well?
explanation
The
and
shit.
frightening hundreds
It's
of
like 100
eyewitnesses.
quid's worth, but
And later,
not
the
bothered.
mysterious death of martial arts star
Hi, Mo Style.
Brandon Lee.
Merry Christmas.
I just did it.
How are you doing? You can't see me, can you? I don't know, can you? Can't you? It still plays when you're thinking, hello! Yeah. So, that's the motorbike's gone then. So, the Harley Street glide and the Indian motorcycle gone. Hello, baby. Oh, yeah. Dinner. Yeah. Hungry. You're not going to dinner. You're going to dinner first. You're not going in that cupboard because your Christmas present's in there, cat. That's what I think she can smell. Yeah. Oh. It's gone freezing out there. Right?
I know, I've not stopped being cold since I came home.
Eh?
I've not been so cold since I've been home.
Well, at least I got rid of the motorbike.
Yeah,
Right.
they were just sitting there gathering dust.
What?
They were just sitting there gathering dust.
Yeah, they were. Brand spanking new, though. But just sat there gathering dust. The rest of the stuff, what's there, yeah? What was part of that package, and just take it to the charity shop. Give it to the charity shop. Yeah?
Yeah.
To run to the old commode. Come on then, you going in the window? Come on. Alright then, I'll leave you alone. Hello.
Smudgy, you okay? That told you.
Oh, it's because I moved that box. Now she can get up. She can get on the fireplace now. Oh. Okay. What? There you go. Deal. Yeah, it's yeah, they're all right. This has gone to a good home. Someone who's mad on motorbikes. I'd say been sat there a year, haven't they?
Yeah.
So. Oh. You know they got one of the houses together.
Yeah.
You're missing all the top windows. Yeah, because of that bit. so it's got to be that bit then, hasn't it? Because I mean, the only windows what are big enough. I'm guessing. Yeah, there you go. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Oh. Oh, I'm glad you didn't get another joint of meat. It would just mean more and more cooking. Whereas this today's done with now. Pick that up. You having a brew in a minute?
Yeah.
Well, you've got your new box of biscuits, haven't you?
Mhm.
Right, I'll leave the spinach then for now.
Yeah.
You're getting somewhere. So that one is that window that way.
This way. Yeah.
And that one is
On this side.
I don't know.
That's why I left them there.
Hmm. Where's we go when all this cooking's done? Back. Oh. Yeah, so it's a shame you couldn't get that mint jelly.
No.
But yeah, they used to sell it, didn't they, all the time?
Mhm.
And it's gone. They don't make it anymore. This is what I was on about. Stuff being in the shops and stuff what used to be there and it's no longer made. It's like
Is that discontinued?
Yeah, they've discontinued so much stuff. But the thing is, it was really good stuff.
I know. That's why I couldn't find it. I was like, I
And now
couldn't find it last year.
Yeah, the selection now is just complete junk on the shelves. You know, food-wise.
And all the good food-wise.
Yeah.
Remember those bologneses and
Lasagnas.
lasagnas?
Yeah.
They were just right.
Yeah. No, they're all gone now.
And it was a reasonable price too. Well, they were. I remember the ones that you used to get bolognese. You get one side the mince.
You know what we're not bought for ages? And best of chow mains.
Oh.
We've not bought them for ages, have we?
No. There was another thing. There was another thing that I remember I used to get. They maybe boil in the bag. But they had the spaghetti on one side. Yeah, they had spaghetti on one side and the mince on the other, but it's vac packed. Loads of stuff that we remember that are not. in the shops anymore.
Huh?
I was
Is
saying,
that what you want tonight? Chicken burgers? Or beef or cheeseburgers? It's up to you. Your choice.
I was thinking beef burgers, but
It's up to you. You can have whatever you want. I'm not bothered.
I'll have that then.
Hmm.
I was saying that I used to have the frozen spaghetti bolognese, but they were vat packed.
Yeah, they boil in the bag. I remember
Yeah.
that. Boil in the bag. School dinners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One side was for the spaghetti, and the other side was for the mince meat.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's your
Just do a little bit more, and then I'll call it.
I'm not giving away my 1/4 scale Harley though.
No.
Got to fix that actually. The steering rack's gone on it. What are you doing with that? Oh, that's not part of the railings, is it?
Smudge, what are you doing? No.
All right. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong now. I know it's wrong now. Oops.
I'm getting there with it.
Well, that's not that, is it? Aha, look.
Yeah, because I found those two pieces.
So that's that bit.
And that must go.
Jigsaw somewhere.
Yeah.
You got to find the rest of the windows. And the church. You've not built the church yet. You're just making deviled eggs. God, I've not had them for years.
Deviled eggs?
Yeah, boiled eyes.
What are they? I'll Google. I'll Google it. Ruthann would say, yeah. Ruthann would say, just Google it. Yeah, all right, Mum. Mum. Yeah, there is some parts of the church there. And that's part of it, I think.
It's part of stonework. Yeah, I've not had deviled eggs for ages. It's basically hard-boiled eggs. You take the yolks out, you'll cut them in half.
Mm.
Take the yolk bits out, and then I think it's the yolks mixed with mustard and mayonnaise. I think. I can't fucking quite remember. It's been years since I made them. I used to put them on the buffets.
Right, I'll do it. Did quite a bit on it.
Done a little bit.
Mm.
Just see if you can find the rest of them windows.
Yeah. But anyway, I will be live later on, so I'll see you guys then. Take care of yourselves. They are like stuffed eggs or egg salad. Ah.
Yeah. Well, stuffed
I'll
eggs
Google
or
it
egg
in a
salad.
minute.
Yeah. Yeah, the stuffed eggs.
I'll do the Google thing in a minute.
They're nice. They're really nice.
I don't think I've ever tried them.
I'll make some for you. We'll get some eggs.
Well, not now. Not now, of course. It's bloody freezing out there. Anyway, I will see you guys later on. Lots of love. Bye, everybody.